It has two roles. The most important role is to make sure people who are dangerous don't get allowed into the country. A secondary role is to regulate in general who comes in to work or live in the United States, looking at issues, for example, like whether they satisfy an employment need, what their educational background is, whether there's a family connection or family reunification that needs to be promoted. So that's much more of a balanced policy issue than it is a security issue. War would be, at best, a colossal waste of money, at worst, a serious distraction from what we ought to do. The reality is we have over 600 miles of fence. We build it where it's tactically necessary. But we have to recognize many of the people in the country without authority actually came in with legitimate visas, but they never left. Others come by sea or may come across the border from Canada. So a wall is kind of a feel-good proposal that would be a tremendous waste of money. Likewise, trying to ban people from a particular country really oversimplifies the challenge that we face. Many of the people that have turned out to be either inspired or directed to carry out terrorist attacks didn't necessarily come as refugees or as immigrants from certain parts of the world. They may have grown up in this country, they may come from Europe, they may come from parts of the world that we don't associate with terrorists. What we ought to be looking at is behavior, not how somebody looks or what their ethnic background is. We need to continue to build on what we've done with intelligence collection and intelligence analysis, because again, we're looking at behavior, and in particular, I think more and more we're seeing that social media may give us some clues as to who might be dangerous and needs a closer look. At the same time, in terms of the more general issue of how we regulate who comes into the country and how we minimize people who are coming in illegally, we ought to look at what drives most people to come, and that's employment. And if we have a robust and accurate electronic verification system for employers, and if we have a temporary worker program that satisfies labor needs that aren't being met by American residents or citizens, then I think we really drive down the incentive that causes most people to come in illegally. And that means we can focus our attention on really the most important issue, which is how to keep out people who are dangerous or criminal.